Wow. There we go. There we go. There we go. Welcome, welcome, and as always, 3 times people. Welcome to the Literally Anything podcast for the people. Couple minutes late because you know when you run a live show, sometimes shit happens, man. Brotherhood's having some technical difficulties. Shy's on with us today, so we gonna get started, man. We always appreciate big Shotty in the yeah. What's up, Shy? How you feeling today, Shy?
Listen. Shotty is a nickname from the past that we buried, but they trying to reignite me, so I'm back. I'm back.
They got the fire started again?
Yeah, so she's ready for the day.
It be like that sometimes.
Oh man, Kev.
All right, hold up. I think my guy's here. Let me see it. There we go. My guy. Man, the technical difficulties all mapped out and good, or you still struggling with some shit over there?
Bro, I mean, I'm using P's laptop now, but I had a whole little setup so y'all could see my shirt, and it didn't materialize. Bro, I was early today. I ate before. Like, I literally had everything. I stopped making beats at a reasonable time. I started setting up at a reasonable time.
Now, what does this shirt say? I just say soup of the day. Oh my!
I like it.
Shy, you wouldn't know this, but it would make sense after I tell you this. Growing up, my nickname was Soup because my name is it's Dejour, but white people call me Dejour, and I don't even correct them at this point. So growing up, my nickname was Soup my entire life. So I found this shirt in Old Navy some time ago, and I'm also 30% Irish, so it's fitting.
Righteous.
Look at that.
Well, so we a few minutes late. Like I said, we you know it's what happens when things happen because live shows are a little different when you get that little pre-recording cushion and you get to go back and switch shit around. We don't have that luxury here, but everybody's good. Not sure if Left will be joining us. I haven't heard from him, but if he show up, because that brother's always welcome. But we will get started. So I feel like Shy, I want to let you go. Like you always, we get started with hot takes, and I feel like Shy got something on her chest. She came here with some things looming in her brain. So I want her to be able to get some of that out. Go ahead, Big Shy. Let us know.
Listen, when you come home from work and Hood, you help me understand this too. You want to pull in your parking spot. Right? Long day. We work with kids. Energy coming at you. The kids, the parents, staff. You just come home and pull up. Why the fuck you in my spot? Meanwhile, my daughter's in here. She's home by herself. Although she's 18, I know what y'all do next door. I've had to check y'all before. So now I got a mighty morph. It's a shiny.
Mighty Morphin Nigger Ranger.
Exactly.
When I come home to where I pay rent, I just want to pull up.
Talk.
Because next I'm going to have North Philly and then and I'm trying to prevent that. But we have to go there next because y'all didn't hear me the first time.
Listen, first off, North Philly and them is amazing.
It's hard.
And them.
And
that's hard.
Did I ever tell the story on here about how my mom almost caught a case on it was either Christmas Eve or Thanksgiving Day over parking space?
No, I feel like that's a Tasha story I would have heard.
I should. You want me to call her?
No. You not. Last time you did that, you got all of us cussed out. No, we're not bothering that one.
All right. I'll give you the cliff.
Give us the Cliff Notes version, exactly.
Yeah. So, long story short, it's either Thanksgiving or Christmas Eve. I think it's Thanksgiving. My mom goes to Walmart to go food shopping, whatever. And she pulls up. She's waiting all daggone day. Dude comes up to her car and says, yo, like I went in, shopped, and came out, and I saw you looking for a spot. You can have my spot. So dude backs out of the spot, and the way that he turned, so if my mom's parked here or waiting here with her flasher on to be able to turn in, he pulled out like this, and then someone came in and took the spot that way. So my mom was just like, it's the holidays, fuck it, I don't care. She found the spot, and as she was walking by, I'm not gonna say what she usually would say, but she say this fat porky something bitch was laughing and pointing at my mom. So my mom walked up to her car door, opened up her Gold Peak tea, and just doused it on her. And after that, it was all furs. Make. She dragged the girl out. She dragged the girl out the car, stomping her. Wait, hold on. Actually, no, let me get through this whole story. So she dragged the girl out the car, stomping her. She looks up. She's like, "Oh shit, there's a fucking baby in the car. Like it's a child in the car." The lady, like grabbed my mom. Like another lady grabbed my mom. "Oh baby, you got her. I saw the whole thing. You got her. Come on. Let me walk you back to your car." A car? I still gotta go food shopping.
Let me walk you into the store.
Yeah, my mom went in Walmart and shopped, did her thing, and then she called her boyfriend and was like, "Yo, let me know which door the cops is at, because I know they called the cops, so I can go out the other door." He pulled up, told her what door they was at. She took her shit and left. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. Ask me how old I was when this happened.
How old were you when this happened?
Wait, matter of fact, how old do you think I was when this happened? Like, no, like reasonably within what you know of, like being an adult, staying out of trouble, we not in the streets no more. How old?
I didn't want to say this happened last year.
You were let me say you were a teenager.
Bro, this was like 2 years ago.
Oh, shit.
It was like 2 years ago.
I wasn't going to go super young. I figured like maybe 18, 19. Damn. Yo, another Tosh is a G story. We've heard quite a few of those.
Dog that girl out.
Like, Tosh is a G. Like, your mom amuses me just by like certain shit on your social media, like the way she reacts to it. Like when I called you a fucking nerd, and she was the first person to put the laughing emoji on there. Like,
but the funny, she says that all the time. She's like, "You fucking nerd."
No, yeah, that's hilarious. So just so we can get to the comments, Mighty Morphin Nigga Ranger got some good reviews. Also, Karen says, so fighting is a family trait. Yes, Karen. He got that shit, honestly.
At Walmart.
Yeah, while people got their kids with them. Like, you literally got that. That's
parking spot.
That is right from the Taj bag. Hey, man, listen. Stay out of people's parking spots, y'all. People pay rent for their spaces, man. Like, that really could get you into some unnecessary altercations and fisticuffs, man.
A long day.
Yeah, like you don't want to come home and have to wait for shit you paid for.
Right.
Like if you got street parking in your situation, that's different. But if you got like a parking place
with the numbers,
yeah, like with a number tag and all that shit, like bruh,
a whole house.
Yo,
I always park in the back, but you're in here right now. Just go. No. My child is in here too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, driveway. Stay out my driveway. We not doing like that's just not necessary. Brother Hood, hot take from you today, man. What's on your mind, guy?
I don't really have a hot take. Usually within like the hour leading up to the show, I try to come up with one, or not even like I just try and like think about like what's on my mind. Mm-hmm. But I've been asking myself this question all week, and so now I want to ask y'all.
Okay.
What's work and whoever we got our family in the comments or whatever the case is, like y'all can also put y'all answer in there, rationale, all of the above. What's worse, a person who refuses to or I don't want to say refuses, a person who either refuses or is incapable of being taking responsibility for their actions, just letting the wind blow them however, you know what I mean? But they do acknowledge that they need to get their shit together, but they just don't put any actions. Like, for instance, Shah, how many, well, actually, I don't want to make this a woman thing because it's really not a woman thing at all. But how many friends have we all had where it's like, oh, like, I don't know, he just keep cheating on me. I'm done with his ass. And then you just not like, now y'all together again.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll just use that as an example. Or the person who is completely comfortable and in their own element, living amongst chaos, and they don't even know that this is chaos. Like, have you ever met a person that's as loud as fuck, but it's because like your house has to be loud? Like, so many things have to go on within your four walls. It's that you're just so loud all the time. Everything you do is
a trauma response. It's a trauma response. It's like, y'all got to hear me, and the only way people hear me is if I talk like this. Like, it's one of them things. Yeah.
No, actually, but it's not even as a trauma response. I mean, it just being innate. Like, you are innately comfortable in unpredictability and chaotic environments, and your whole entire life. So, like, you live in a dumpster. Like, like your whole life is just filled up with trash, but it's your dumpster.
Yeah, I don't know, and it's so funny because Karen just said, I don't know that those two situations are completely different, because a lot of the times they can live in the same bubble, because you can love that chaos and all of that other shit, and you can also at the same time not want to be accountable for or not put action into trying to change the chaos. I think maybe just the acceptance might be the difference, but the behaviors are similar. Like, at least from what I'm hearing, what you asking is this. I don't know, Shah, did you hear that different?
I think I got like 3 things out of what you said, especially you know how I feel about accountability. I feel like nobody likes it. People hate it. If you call them on it, they get all upset and mad, but it's like, it's truth to that. And chaos, I feel like a lot of people don't recognize, like you said. I understand that I'm a product from a chaotic environment.
Right.
So I try my best through therapy, through practicing, through acknowledging I can't do chaos no more. Like, I grew up in it. I dealt with it having a kid, her other parent, and the girlfriend. It was just drama. That shit is dumb. It takes too much time, energy. So I feel like once you've acknowledged all those things, but some people don't, because that goes back to being held accountable.
The second one, in my opinion, the first one at least acknowledges their faults and get this together.
It's real for both situations.
Yeah, facts. So the reason why I asked this, and I'm gonna try and make this so me and P were having this conversation yesterday about like my work situation, and like, so long story short,
This is your new school?
Now my old school.
I'm about to say.
Okay.
Now my old school.
You left?
Yeah, so to speak.
We parted ways. It was amicable.
It wasn't, but I mean, you know what I mean?
As amicable as you're going to get. Don't worry about it.
I'll tell y'all the whole picture. Okay. You feel me?
Yeah, but we ain't got open niggas cases up here. You don't do that.
This is my thing. So there's 2 pieces to it. One, a couple parents have been hitting me, like, not only parents, but like y'all also got to understand, I'm from there. So like a lot of these parents are either my age, my brother's age, or my sister's age. You know what I mean? Or they know somebody who know me, or just whatever the case is, have been hitting me up. And I'm like, yo, like, this shit ain't it. Like, where you been at? Like, my kid's been asking for you. Like, and I've gotten so many things up to how like just like chaotic. I don't know, but whatever. That's a normal thing. If you're used to being in that, you don't see anything normal, whatever, or unnormal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like going down a YouTube rabbit hole, And I found this short. It was like 60 seconds, and it basically points out the difference between Satan and God. Now, I'm not the most religious person ever, but I do believe where there's good, there's evil. I believe that there's a penultimate higher power. I was raised a Baptist, so my ideologies typically lean Christian, but I'm also a Black man and acknowledge that I was forced to believe in Christianity. Here nor there, I do believe in God and Satan. Like, I believe Satan exists. I believe God exists, right? I believe in Jesus Christ. So painting the picture. So I'm watching this video. This video was saying how in like certain scriptures, Jesus has pretty much compare and contrast between God and Satan. Like, God is the God, right? But Satan is also the God of all that is man. So Satan is also the Satan will never come to you and try and scare you. He doesn't have horns and a pitchfork and red skin and hoof feet and all that stuff. Whatever your deepest desires are, that's how he reveals himself to you, right? Because he wants a following.
Right.
So, saying all that to say, I was put in a position formally 2 situations ago. I was in a position where I was super comfortable. I did what I wanted. Nobody really bothered me that much, but I felt stagnant. So I began to pray and to think on a new situation because I was just bored. Like, I was tired of this place. Like, and nothing was wrong for real. Like, it was really just me and me being in grad school, wanting to be a principal somewhere, this and that, and being impatient. Mm-hmm. So when you pray and you try and speak something, you overspeak something into existence, good is listening, but also evil is listening as well. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Whatever you believe in. Mm-hmm. So in comes a point where, hey, listen, I'm retiring in 3 years. You'll be able to have my job. You'll be a principal. You're from here. The community needs you. We need representation. We need this. We need that. The kids pretty much know you anyway. The parents know you anyway. This will be a great homecoming. Like, you're such a good success story. All of these things. How could this possibly go wrong? Everything that I've ever wanted in life, right? Everything I've always wanted to go back and service my own community. I've always wanted to be like the I don't know, like the fork in the road in my community between right and wrong. I've always wanted that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I thought on it so hard and so long. Well, okay, that's crazy. I thought on it way too much.
Oh God, you was having such a good serious moment and you just go ahead, bro.
I thought on it so much, and I think that, like, I mean, we've all expressed how in tune we are with ourselves and our spirituality and X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I just kind of negated is that if you want something bad enough, you won't get it. But it depends on how is it proposed to you? How is it offered? On paper, there was nothing wrong with this situation at all. Everything I could ever wanted, and dangle the carrot, you're gonna be the principal in 3 years. Or you could be the principal in 3 years. Everything I ever wanted, but then also over here, I got everything that I need. What I need is over here. What I want and future aspirations is over there. So saying all that to say that, like, everything that glitters ain't gold, bro. Like, it I don't know. We yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, I mean, I don't want to get too deep and philosophical, even though I have already, but I'm at a place.
Bro, that's what's on your mind.
Yeah, I'm at a place where I realize that I just need to slow the fuck down. And I think brakes have been applied. For sure.
I mean, you acknowledge that being still is always a good thing. Because sometimes I think like that, like, okay, I graduate in May from Lincoln. So I just got to take the test for the principal cert. Do I move and go someplace else? I'm like,
right.
I don't feel like it's time. I feel like in your spirit. But like you said, my school, although the kids get on my nerves and everything else, I'm like, it's a really small school. Changes are happening. This is the best place to grow and learn in the process.
Right. So convincing yourself of that is tough, though.
Yeah.
See, But now I have the ability to look at it, removing seeing myself in the situation, but also removing myself, because now that the situation is done, there's no what if. Everything that possibly could have happened did happen in those 5 weeks that I worked there. So the kids, amazing. I couldn't have asked for better kids. Like even the bunch that were like, oh yeah, they get kicked out. They on the verge again. Like even those kids, I'll take 50 of those kids as opposed to 50 of the kids that me and KP used to work with. Like
right.
Of the good ones over there. You know what I mean?
Right.
This kid group, amazing. The climate and culture, there really isn't one because it is technically a suburban area, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there really isn't climate and culture, only because there's no there's nothing bad really. It's like old school. You get sent to the principal's office. The principal decides whatever is going to happen to you, and then that just happens. Like that's basically it, right? So there's no like bringing knives to school, guns to school, shit like that. Like it has happened, but it doesn't really happen. It's not a worry,
right?
So that checks another box. The money is there, bro. The benefits are everything. Chef's fucking kiss. Everything that could go right is right, but it's one person that I can't, like, it was causing me so much anxiety to even know that I had to be around this person the next day and know that this person had control over my narrative, and knowing that this, like, me trying to forge a, hey, you know what, like I really appreciate your leadership, like I thank you for teaching me what the things that I know. But realistically, that wasn't happening. But I'm trying to find angles to be able to align myself with this person because I have to work with them.
Right.
And what you say? Go.
I don't want to ask what position they were in.
My supervisor. I'll say.
Okay.
That. So all of the 99.999999999% of everything that could go right is going right. That 0.000000001 thing was enough to completely dismantle everything that I wanted in this position. So then saying wrapping this all up, I think that you know, like you said, like a faith of a mustard seed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that God made that one thing that pissed me off so much that it just made it enough to just make me not want to be there. And that's kind of what it was, right? So just saying like I could have looked at it as everything's going right. I can't let this one thing, but this one thing was really weighing on me, and I had to get out of there.
Are you going back to your old school?
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
shout out to Dia.
You want to talk?
Yeah.
Look at me.
Listen, so just to kind of put the finishing touch on that before we move on, it's such thing as too good to be true. Like,
right.
No matter how you chop it, you can know what you want in your mind, and you can know what it looks like to be, you know, whatever your idealism is of however you put it together. But that idealistic shit can get you in trouble sometimes because you so badly want to believe that you envisioned it the right way that you don't understand that it's just not the time for it, or it's not the place for it, or it's not the situation. Exactly.
All money ain't good money.
That's the realest shit ever. Mm-hmm. All right. So as I was going through hot takes, I had so many different things that had happened throughout the week, and just it was a wild week. But more than anything, and I'm not going to say it's a hot take. It's just kind of where my head's at with this situation, right? Celebrity is a powerful drug. And when it comes to moving in the spotlight and just moving around and doing things under the watch of other people, especially now in our social media age, it's just like, as y'all attain the success y'all want, just be careful with how you move with it. Like, and there's so many examples of that throughout what's happening right now. And like Ye in his situation is one, and it's just so many different layers to that. and also Ye's a hurt nigga right now. Like, like let's address that. And I'm not talking about the pain of losing his mother. I'm not talking about nothing else. I'm just talking about of a man who still love a woman, and that woman ain't got really that same juice for him no more. That's a hurt man right now. Like, man.
I'll tell you
that
what.
Shit. I don't have no sympathy for him because that brother ain't hurting for nothing. But I empathize with it. Like he is a hurt man, and that is wild right now.
One of my friends, who now is a mutual friend between you and I, KP. Actually, Shy, you met him before too. If y'all could put that together. So one time he told me, I was like, "Yo, what's it like having like a kid? I ain't at this point. I don't know." Right. And he was like, "Yo, having a baby mom is like the best thing ever because it's like guaranteed pussy no matter what." And then
that's such an awful thought.
Right. But then at a point, damn, that pussy not guaranteed no more, and it really will put you through it.
Well, let's see. that baby, like, and that speaks to a bigger subject. That baby mom, baby dad relationship can get filthy. Like, if you in the wrong situation, that shit get filthy. Like, I have seen people, like, literally say goofy shit, like, we're staying together for the kids. And then, like, domestically abuse each other. Like, not one way or the other way. They be in that bitch, like, rumbling, and they stand together for the kids. And it's definitely one of the more toxic situations you ever come across in your life. But it happens all the time. And then what's even wilder is when one party wants that kind of relationship and the other one don't, and the party who wants the bullshit try to make it seem like the other person is the problem. Like, I don't want to feed into your goofy shit, so now I ain't shit. Now I'm even less shit than I was before we started this. Like, that shit is wild to me, man. Like, I don't get that. But to kind of circle back to the whole thing with Ye, like, a hurt man is a wow, but like a hurt man is unpredictable, y'all. Like, it's the real shit. Like, and this is not like, and I'm speaking in fun and having a joke with, but like on some dead serious shit. A hurt man is a dangerous motherfucker because some brothers can't handle it. They ego and everything else that comes along with that is not built for the disappointment piece of that hurt. Like, it's just not out. I don't know. Like I say all the time, women are way stronger than us, but like shit like that is an example. Like, women can get hurt. Like, you break up with a girl, she might be fucked up for like a week, maybe 2, maybe even 3. But the moment she pop out of that shit, particularly a black woman, she gonna have a new crib, a new car. You going like, what the? It's gonna be some unnecessary amount of time. It's gonna be like 90 days, and you gonna go knock on her door, and it's gonna be new people living there. Like, that's how bounce back black women is. Like, with that shit, they don't play that shit. They not gonna let you have them down for too long. But brothers, when we hurt like that, niggas gotta come get us. Like, yo, bro, come on, man, you can't be in here like this. Like, we take shit different. It's way different.
The funny thing is, guys get hurt. Guys will do the hurt thing, see her rebound, or not even rebound, like as if like she would another dude or whatever, but just see her growth and then put them in an even worse spot than they could have been in.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bitch, what you mean you doing good without me? That's how the niggas be thinking.
Yep. But you broke up with her. Now you mad that she doing okay.
Exactly. It don't matter who broke up with who. You're not supposed to do good without him. That's his thought process with that. Like, how dare you prosper without me? You needed me. Like, and that's just a man's ego, because, you know, that's what we go through sometimes. And sometimes you grow out of it, and then some motherfuckers never grow out of it. And that's real shit. Shy, I see you making that face. What you got for that, Shy?
We're down. We're beyond done. We laugh, you know, and see, this is when accountability comes back in. And we'll acknowledge, like, I should have been got out of this crap, but you know what? We're gonna keep it moving. And you know, like, you're gonna call your sister friends, your cousins, whomever. They're gonna get you out twerking, doing whatever you gotta do to get your mind and your life right. Especially in 2022.
And that's like, I always say, and that kind of leads into something else. I always say that like men as friends are trash for the most part. Like don't get it twisted. You can call your homie like, yo, I got this bottle. Yo, I got some tree. Yo, like you can call your homies for that kind of shit. Yo, let's go do this. Yo, let's go do that. Most men, and I'm talking like 90% of men, can't like be like, man, she left me, dog. I'm hurt. Come over and sit with me. Like, no, nigga. like, dudes is trifling. Like, we are not built for that shit. Like, it's just that's not the way they go, right? Like, but a woman could genuinely call one of her friends and be like, yo, I'm just in the bed watching TV. Just come over. And then they just lay in bed and watch TV. We can't do shit like that, and we won't. Like, you can't be sitting in the living room like, yo, bro, I'm just sitting here watching The Wire. Why don't you just come through and watch it with me? I ain't feeling that great. Boy be like, yo, you all right? Is this like the first step of you telling me you're gay? Like, we crack jokes and shit. Like, we can't, like, we're not built for that. But because of that, we're trash as friends. Like, women are really way better friends than we are.
Is that universal though? Like, or like I'm being like, is that a black thing? Because I feel like my white friends, they'd be like, hey bro, like I'm not really in the best of spirits. Like, you want to hang out? I'll be all right, bet. But then I don't know, maybe I'm a self-hater or something, because like my niggas would be like, hey bro, like, yo, like I don't know. I'm like, this nigga got depression, bitch. Like, I have the worst depression, but don't tell me about yours because I'm gonna call you a bitch. My white friends, I'm like, yeah, bro, let's kick it. What you want to do? You want to get something to eat? You want to go? You feel me? Like, what you want to do?
Right.
My black friends, I'll be like, nigga, our ancestors died for this. I don't got no time.
Yo, that's funny. I do think it's cultural to a degree. Okay. I wouldn't disagree with that. I think that's just the brothers is just not going. They're not going to be on their side of things most times. And the thing is though, it's so. I think we know how to say those kinds of things without saying it though. Like, I think in the moments we understand how to communicate with each other without saying, yo, I'm hurting right now and I just need somebody in this joint with me. We say shit like, let's go get a drink, or let's go shoot some pool, or come on, or let me bust your ass in 2K or something crazy. Like, we say shit like that. Like, and then, you know, we bond however we bond once that happens. But like Ship saying right here, we got to be tough all the time, and that shit is draining. That shit is draining.
We be tough all the time too.
No, in a different way.
Y'all got to be even more though.
I'm about to say, I think y'all job is even tougher because y'all got to be tough, like externally tough, and still be expected to be externally vulnerable. Yeah. So y'all got to do both, like, and that's a different kind of juggling act. No, respect, absolutely. You say it again, y'all. Hold on, whatever y'all. We are tired.
So when men say things like, oh, women are just so hard, they don't listen. We've been in situations and circumstances that have brought us here. I actually want to just sit and cry and be feminine and everything else, but we're tired. Ladies are tired.
When I don't think many people are capable of getting it. I do believe that that like black men, I don't want to put this on us, but like black men have really got their shit together. That's like, even if it's not like a 2-parent household, it's just whatever it is, but like people that got their shit together, good head on their shoulders, really can empathize with like the black woman's plight.
Absolutely.
In the same way that like black women can understand like the shit that we go through.
Right?
Yeah. There's a connection that's like it's unspoken. Like you know what that is and what that struggle is in those steps. Whether you had a friend with a single mom or a single dad, or you know, raised by their grandparents, or you know, went through the system, like you've seen every level of that, whether you experienced it firsthand or like within your circle. So like you know the strength that it takes to ascend through all of those, you know, obstacles. That's not. I always love the fact that when we really come together, like I'm like not like the fake ass hashtag movements and shit, but like when black people really like decide to form and make moves, it's really nobody that can fuck with us on that. Like we change shit like in real life when we make the effort to do it. The problem is that genuinely motherfuckers always want to do what they want to do. It's always some like being a contrarian, especially now in like the hot take era. And I always am careful with that because again, we do hot takes here, but our hot takes aren't necessarily like headline grabbers. We just want you to hear some shit. Our hot takes are more just bullshit that we shooting off from the hip. But either way, the reality is that it's always going to be that struggle within that. But it's just about how we communicate it and talk about it and all that. I think that's why I love what we do here, man. Like because we gonna be here in this pointed moment talking about black people coming together and all these other things and the sensitivity that men are allowed to show and that the softness that women are expected to show, all these other things. But in 20 minutes, we're gonna be talking about something goofy. That's the beauty of what we do. But real quick, I want to get into these comments. Hold up. Teach people how to treat you. You get one time to act shady with me, friend, foe, or family, and it's over. Let me explain something to y'all. You remember that meme that was going around? It was like people think family is everything. I will uncousin a cousin so fast. Ask my ex-cousin. Wait a minute, bro. When I tell you, I've seen that shit happen in real, actual time. Like my wife will cut anybody off, and that shit is funny to me. Like, I just be like, "Oh, word, you ain't speaking to them, no, it's over." And I'll be dying, like, because one of these situations was one of her literal cousins. I ain't speaking to her no more. I'm like, "That's your cousin, bro. Fuck you mean you're not speaking to your cousin?"
Because you get tired.
Yo, like that shit is.
My mom's side is extremely dysfunctional, so
you gotta separate. For yourself, not for them. It's for you.
And it's a lot. And it's like, just because she's my aunt, I don't have to be bothered with that. And I'm not going to subject my child to that craziness. No, I'm good.
How do y'all feel about ghosting people? I know I've asked this here before.
You said about what?
Ghosting people. Ask that on.
I mean, if
like who you're seeing?
Anybody.
Some people just don't deserve the courtesy of you saying, listen, I'm going to just step away from this.
All people.
If you need to step away for you, you got to step away from you. I mean, for you. Like, that's what needs to be done. Those aren't moments of anything else other than self-preservation. And anybody who loves you should be for your self-preservation. Like dot, like end of sentence. Like if you give a fuck about me, you should be in favor of my self-preservation. So if I stop calling you, it's a reason why. And maybe you might need to look inside and be accountable as to what that reason is. But that's between you and you, because I don't owe you no explanation. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. And if we should cross paths and the conversation comes up, then I'll have that conversation. But I don't owe you shit. Not at all. I told you I'm 100% for ghosting motherfuckers. I don't owe you a damn thing. Like I don't care. Like listen, man.
You want to know why I
think preaching on this motherfucker? I might lose some followers because it's a couple motherfuckers. Like yeah.
I think that was your one, Cap.
Yeah, Go ahead, bro.
I think the reason why. So me and P had the same conversation. She like, you need to stop ghosting people. Like tell them that you don't want to talk to them no more. I'm like, fuck them. Like if I want to talk to them no more, then like they'll find another friend. Like it's cool. If I find another cousin, it's cool. But I think old people. Now I don't want to say. I just called y'all old people. I think older people, like people that are like a generation just above mine, because y'all grew up in a time where you didn't have, like people weren't available to you 24/7. Like you'd be like, oh damn, buddy around the block, I ain't seen him in 2 weeks. Let me go by his house and say what's up. And that was normal. It's times where you like, damn, I ain't heard for such and such in 3 days. Like she acting funny,
right?
So I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm an old soul. I don't think that you have to tell people that when like if you don't want to talk to them no more. Like if you come to my house three straight times to record music, and each time you come up with YouTube beats, knowing damn well that I make beats, we don't got to talk.
See, I think the level of relationship for you is, or for some people, let me not say for you. I think us old people, as you called us old motherfuckers, at least for me, like disrespectful. You hear him, Shy? He disrespectful. I think some of it is we like you said, we came up different as far as that goes as access. We definitely did not have 24-hour access to each other because we grew up in the era of landlines and things of that nature when we were teenagers. Like it wasn't quite that same thing. But the flip side of that is that also as you get older, you stop giving a fuck about people's opinions and things of that nature. Like your give a fuck level decreases substantially. And if it was already low when you was younger, as you get older, it just kind of plummets into negative. Like you really just don't care. Yeah. I have a very tight, small circle of people who, if I felt like my space was being invaded or disrespected, that I would say something to them because I value that friendship and that interaction in a way where once I'm out of what I'm out of, I still want you to be a part of my situation. So I'm gonna give you the respect of saying, listen, I just need a minute, my nigga. Like, love you to death, but I need a minute because I got to get my energy right. It's a small handful of people who I would do that for. Everybody else, if you don't hear from me, maybe you did something. You should think about it. I'm not explaining shit. No.
Yeah, like so I would never in a million years be a deadbeat. Like I think you talked to me one time and you could know that, right? Mm-hmm. I would never leave P. Like she's the greatest good that I've ever had, and I ain't fucking this up.
Right.
But like something about the days where you could leave your family and move 19 miles down the road and never be heard from ever again, I would like that option. I would never do it, but I would like having that option.
That was some real shit. Who was it? Was it Terrell Owens who dad was like living across the street from him or some shit? And he didn't even know. I can't remember who it was. It was somebody who played football. But like that's real. That's a product of that time. Like you could literally do that. Like
that was T.O.
I'm pretty sure that's T.O. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they're you know how they got the OGs who you see getting sharp, like throw on the shoes and the motherfucking the crease slacks and all that shit, and they had the Step of the Name of the Love concerts and all that shit. These brothers are from the era of like, I got about 7-8 baby moms, but I only deal with 2 or 3 of them. Like these brothers is from that era. Wow, that's a wild ass era to me. The fact that, but you can't do that now. Like that, those days are dead. If you got 8 baby moms, nigga, everybody know you got 8 baby moms. Like all 8 of your baby moms know each other. They follow each other on IG. They exchange it with everything. Like you cannot. Yeah, you can't do it now. It's over. That shit's dead. But that was a real live era, though.
Yep. Like, I mean, like that's a fire option. Like even like remove even remove a family, right? Like just remove a family. Just being able to like having the means to move not that far away, and no one knows if you're still breathing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, and that era, and you talking about 25 years, maybe 25 years.
Right. Like I was alive at this point.
Right.
Yeah, I heard he moved up to Philly. Like, nigga, we could walk there technically.
Now here's the thing. So let me ask y'all this, right? And Shy, you get, and this is a kind of organic question just based on the conversation we was just having. So when your parents were dating, like I don't know, like I know you had the situation where your dad had passed and you know your mom had moved on. Like, did you see your mom dating?
My dad is living.
No, I said hood. I'm talking about hood. hood. No. I know, baby. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. You know, I'm talking about hood. Hood. Did you get to see your mom dating? Like after, like, did you see any of that, or was that something that she kept shielded from you?
Nigga, I saw my mom dating while they was together.
Yo, Tosh is a G, man. Like,
what you mean?
For better or for worse, Tosh is a fucking G.
My parents got a divorce. My parents got divorced when I was in 7th grade. They hadn't been together since I was in 4th grade. And like my mom cheated. I mean, just like my dad cheated too. Like, but I saw my mom used to bring me around niggas. Oh, this
Right.
uncle such and such. I never met this nigga ever. I never met him one time.
Moms gave you the uncle rollout.
Yeah, like, bro, get the fuck out of here. And you gotta imagine, when I'm 6, my brother's 11. We have a computer in the house. My brother's 11 with a computer in the house with parents that are never home.
Yeah, so
I'm stuck to my brother's hip. I knew what all this shit was.
right.
Now, that's all I'm gonna say.
So, all right, that's wild.
We got traumas.
So,
I do too.
Did you get to see your parents dating at all? Was that something that you ever witnessed?
So my mom and my dad separated when I was 3. My dad's from Ardmore, my mom's from Kennett Square. But at that time, we lived in Westchester.
Oh, you bougie.
Don't tell nobody. When I moved to Ardmore, my mom had a boyfriend from the time I was 8 to 18. And this is part of my struggle with dating and, possibly ever living with someone, because they argued. He was punching the wall, cussing my mom out. And they both were COs at the same prison.
I was about to say, they got to work in public service.
Yeah, both COs out of prison. And I mean, my mom stayed with him for 10. She didn't move until, I was 18 and left to go to college, but I was pregnant. So I actually moved and got my own apartment. But I've talked to my mom, in therapy and stuff, like, why did you stay with him? Because that stuff jacked me up. And my mom's thing was, because her relationship didn't work with my dad, she felt like she would be a failure if she left him. So she stayed as long as she could.
Oh, man.
Kids or anything. He didn't help me. Like, I told her I didn't like him. I ran away to my grandma's house. Like, she still stayed.
Yo, first off, that bag of kids running away to other relatives' house is funny as shit.
Yo.
My grandma.
That is not running away. Just so y'all know. Like, if you go to your grandma's crib, that is not
to my grandma.
But you notice that kids don't really do that anymore? Like, kids might go to a friend's house. Like, so we all work in education, and we've all dealt with a kid who ran away.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a very short-lived thing. Like, when I was a kid, this girl in my hometown, she was really good friends with my brother. She ran away, and like a month went by. And I'm like, oh, fucking shit. Like,
is everything okay?
Yeah, exactly. And then come to find out that her and her mom were getting along, and grandma paid for her to go fly down to Florida to go live with her dad, like a 8th grade kid. Like, just in the middle of the night, came to pick her up and was like, listen, you and your mom not getting it together. Go live with your dad. Oh, I do want to live with my dad. Like, that's running away. Like, when we was younger, running away was a thing. These kids don't know no directions.
No.
They don't know. They don't know how to use the bus.
They run away and leave their iPhone location on.
Yes.
Dumbass kids.
Precisely.
I ain't never coming home. Bring your dumbass outside.
My mom came over. I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
kids don't run away like they used to.
No.
So for me, right, and I never got to witness my mother and father as a couple. They were completely separated by the time I could remember anything. And my dad was married for a good majority of my youth. When I was older, he got into some other shit but that's a whole nother discussion. But like so for me, like, it was like my mom, she had like her couple like relationship situations up until she met my little brother dad, and then that was kind of like where she was for a very long time. But like, I never did you ever let the people that your parents brought around shape the way you look at your parents? And this is why this is what I was building towards with that. All right, talk on it, bro. Talk on it.
So at one point, my dad was in his 30s, and he was dating this little, I think she was blazing. She was like black, like the black Asian people, like Filipino, Thai,
right.
like one of them. She was bad too.
I love the black Asian people. You're awful. Go ahead.
She was.
Oh shit. We know what you meant. It was all in good description, nothing personal.
she was like 20. She was my sister's age at the time. So if my sister was 21, my dad was 35, the girl was 22. And like, nigga, you don't wear Air Forces. Like, you don't wear like my dad was like a suit wearing ass nigga. Like my dad was like Stacey Adams down.
Right.
Type of dude. Like
all of a sudden he was wearing Rockaware and you ain't like it.
Yeah, like and I knew it was some bullshit because my dad like I don't know where I'm from, we call them like OT bitches or OT people, like out of towners. So people that my dad, like the chicks that my dad dealt with was always out of town. So this is the closest chick that I've ever seen. Like she lived like 30, 40 minutes away.
Right.
So I knew it was some bullshit when my dad came home, and my dad always had his ears pierced. But the nigga had a second one.
Not the 2-piece.
Yeah,
he didn't do the 2-piece.
Yeah, he had the 2-on-1. He had the 2-on-1, and he had some new tattoos. Yeah, he had some new tattoos, and I was like, all right, we gonna see where this is going. I'm like 12, 11, yeah, like 11, 12. This is right after my parents, like they done, like right after they done. What the fuck? So then he was like, hey, my friend coming over. All through my childhood, I always loved when my parents had company. I don't know why. I just loved just being in grown folks' conversations.
I'm about to say, because you bad as shit. That's why you're a badass kid. Bad kids always love company. Look what I could do. You was one of them ass kids.
Backflip off the fireplace.
Yeah.
So Shorty came over, and I knew, because I've been around some older teenagers, I know what it looked like when Shorty come over to older teenagers, and it was like that same type of, yeah, that's my son. Come on, let's go upstairs. I was like, all right, what's her name? Like,
Pop and this is the first time. Need to know none of that.
And my dad never brought no chicks around me ever, like ever. So yeah, I seen that, and it was like real weird, like he wasn't like using like slang and shit like that, but it was definitely he hit like a midlife type situation.
He switched it up on you.
But then the funny thing is, like, he really, like, at that point there definitely was like a midlife crisis. And I tell people all the time that my dad lived for 48 years, but in those 48 years he did so much, he had a whole lifetime. So saying all that to say, like, he really went through that midlife, like he went through that midlife crisis, and then he expired when he was supposed to.
Right. Wait a minute. Shy, before you tell me about your situation with that, I just had to put this comment up. Backflips off the fireplace sounds wealthy as fuck. I agree. That is a wealthy upbringing. I didn't have a fireplace.
Nope. My dad built the fireplace. That's different. We ain't pay people to do it. He built it himself. And there was no chimney. It was just a fireplace in the middle of the house. You don't sound less
wealthy because he built it. Like now, not only were you rich, but you had a hardworking dad who built things from scratch. Bro, you had an amazing childhood. Fuck you.
The funniest shit ever is looking back on it. Whenever you think of like fireplaces and houses, it's usually like on a wall. It's on and then there's like a chimney that attaches to it that goes straight up through the top of the house. Right above this said fireplace was my bedroom. So, well, first of all, you're a battle rapper, so I don't want to listen to
Yo, I'm gonna invite Ship on when I do it. I got something cooked up for that. Let's not ruin that though. Wait a minute. Yeah. V Hood, your future wife, is saying she had an oven heating the whole house. You had a fireplace. Fuck out of here with your rich tales, is what she's basically saying.
We heated the house with the oven, and we did not use the fireplace.
Listen, all we heard was fireplace. But anyway, we're not going to begrudge the whole situation of you being rich. We understand you're a wealthy individual with a doorman and leather-bound books. Go ahead. But Shy, how did watching your parents date change your opinion of them? In what way how did that sway things with you? I mean, if it's anything different than what you already touched on with your mom.
I just didn't understand how my mom stayed. Like, it doesn't make sense. You're raising a daughter. Like,
Yeah.
is this what you want your daughter to do or attract or to be like? And the fact that I don't like him. He didn't talk to me, like there was no conversation. The most he's ever said to me was no thank you. But when I ran away to my grandma's, like I stayed at my grandma's for at least 6 months. And then I finally came home and I'm like, this is dumb. And I hated it.
So I do have a question, and you can, I mean, so being like you said, like you're raising a daughter. Is this what you want your daughter to do? In hindsight, because hindsight's a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any of that pattern in your past?
So I just had I never really dated with Alicia because it's always been me and her. I mean, I've had my friends, but no one ever met until recently. And even with that, I explained to him the first time she said, like, Mom, I don't like how he talks to you. I was like, oh, this ain't gonna work.
Because it kind of opened up your shit.
Yeah.
Right.
She was like, I understand people argue, but all that howling and yelling reminds her that's how my dad, he yells and fusses about everything.
Right.
So that's why we even though I got it in me, because you heard me earlier.
Right.
What was that? So I tame it. I've worked hard to tame it. But it has impacted me a lot when it comes to how I date, where I date. Now that Alicia's, about to leave and get up out of here, I feel like it'll be a little different, but I'm still mindful. I'm still like leery about, I'm like, once if I get serious with someone, it's like, okay, let's live together.
Right.
What?
Right. Because that's a different bag. Because dating in two different houses and cohabitating are two very different things.
I've never done it.
I'll tell you the same thing I've told my wife. If for some reason our relationship doesn't work, I'm never living with a woman again. I just know. I'm not gonna do it. And it's not because I don't enjoy living with my wife. It's just that there are sacrifices entailed in living with a person. Like whether you like, it's just that simple. And sometimes you just don't feel like being courteous. You do it because peace is best for prosperity. So you do the shit, but sometimes you just want to do whatever it is you want to do in that moment. And you have to be mindful of the other people in your space. And if you're not used to doing that, holy shit, that's tough. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's not a scare tactic, but like in real life, that's hard as hell.
I can like spending the night twice is enough for me. Like, if
a motherfucker spend the night, if he sleep in your crib two nights a week, you looking like, I don't need to see.
Let's start to split these things.
I don't need to see you till the week after next, my nigga. Like you can gladly take the 8-day hiatus.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I almost asked this question. I'm like, oh, of course you don't remember, but because you literally live, breathe, and sleep literally anything podcast for the people. Do you remember a couple weeks ago when you asked for hot takes, and I was like, damn, I just had one, but I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
I remember it now, and it's very short and sweet. The kids now refer to things as in-house pussy and out-house pussy. That is the funniest thing ever to me. That is hilarious.
They do.
Oh,
I got some in-house pussy, and it's amazing.
In-house pussy and out-house pussy. That's funny.
The kid. You know that's the thing, because we've always heard those things. Like, you know what I mean? You know how like slang that has always been around, and now it's like like twerking. Twerking has always been, and then like Miley Cyrus did it, and now it's like a staple in pop culture.
You know how that go.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Niggas like, yeah, nigga, I got some outhouse pussy. Like, that has always been, those have been phrases.
Right.
But now that they've like taken a, you know what I mean? They're like, I like those words.
Oh man. I mean, listen, you will never hear me say that there aren't advantages to it. It's absolutely, look, and took the words right out of it. Like, there are certain things that are good. So if you've ever been on that, like as a man, because I'm not going to assume. Shy, you can tap in on this after I make this statement. But as a man, right, if you ever been on that, like, damn, I'm trying to get in something tonight, and then you make that first call and you get a no, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna try and go somewhere else with it. You make that second call, and you get a no, and then you're like, all right, and then you get that third one, and then you don't even get a response, and you're like, shit.
You tapping cigarettes after that?
Yeah, you sitting there like, shit.
You picked the Newports that night.
Let me check my Wi-Fi connection. I don't want no buffering in the middle of my shit. Then you on that note.
Hey yo, early like Wi-Fi porn was a motherfucker, because me being like 14 and having like an iPod Touch on YouPorn or like Pornhub, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just let the video sit for a little bit so then they can load all the way. So I don't gotta. Because when you getting yours, and then the video just stopped because they ain't loaded.
Fuck your flow.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
man.
wasting a nut on. What's this? The 60s?
No, but that's real shit, man. Like you don't want to. It's a difference. Like you appreciate them rollover mornings when you had one too many of them go fish nights. Like yeah, Karen said, go fish, my boy. Like that's really what it is, though. That's really what it is. Now,
the plus part about spending the night.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all right. But let me ask you this though: do women, like, I'm sure they do, but like, what is the, like, if you was like, let's just say, and we adults and shit. Let's just say hypothetically, Shy, like, listen, man, I got some business I need to handle. I'm about to call a motherfucker over to see what's up. And you call one motherfucker and they like, I'm busy, or you won't get in touch. And then you call a second motherfucker, or it's like, and maybe your list ain't that long, or it is. And now, where's the point where you like, you know what, fuck it, it just is what it is. Like, go through that process, because exactly, to the point where it's all roses.
I don't think women had a problem.
See, and that's
shit.
That's always been my assumption.
I've never heard a woman say, whether it's my group, my friends, colleagues, cousins, I've never heard anyone, a female, say, I text somebody. Maybe the first person might be, or they didn't answer, but that second person, absolutely.
It's always, y'all don't get to get, see, that's what it is for a woman. Y'all ain't getting, because y'all know the second nigga is guaranteed. The second nigga been waiting for you to call him for months.
Nah, see, the thing is, I like to, in my day, I used to like to humble people sometimes. So like, just as a lesson that I'm not. Yeah, subtly. So my thing is,
y'all light skin.
My thing is
sometimes.
And you hit me with a 2 a.m. What are you doing text? For 9 straight times, I'm gonna say yeah. The 10th time, I'm like, nah, I'm asleep. Just to, hey, don't you ever.
The person, what you're talking about, I respect what you're saying, but that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is, Shy, I wish you'd have been here for the DM episode. I'm gonna actually circle back to a question or two from that, because I kind of want some female input on it. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know how sometimes you'll meet a woman or whatever, and you'll kind of be like bullshitting around. Like, you know what it is. You're not sure if it's going to be serious, but you keeping yourself close enough that she know you there. Like, but you're not pressing. But she clearly knows what it is you want from her. But you just around. Like, she know what it is. You know what it is. And you know the moment she call, you good with it. But you ain't ever going to press her. Like, you just been cool enough. You've been cool enough in this situation to just be like, I'm going to let her drive this car. And you right there. She always got a nigga like that. That women keep that nigga there. So therefore, if the first motherfucker, who was the nigga you was just talking about, the first motherfucker is the guarantee, because she don't want to waste her time. So she know for a fact, number one is going to do the business that need to be done. Exactly. One is going to do the business that need to be done. But if that nigga's not available, I don't know what the quality of two is, but I know the nigga's going to show up.
The quality, she might have to put in some extra work.
Right. See,
want to get done.
Y'all are so much smarter than us when it comes to these
things.
Niggas just be fishing with dynamite.
You want that, but you like, okay, I'm just gonna give my thing 8 tonight. We're gonna keep it going.
Oh, see, and y'all can deal with that. We just be like, no, I need everything, and I'm calling them all.
I had a
Now on a good drunken night, you might just put in all three and say, "Let me see in the radius of him." That plays a part too.
Proximity is important because I don't want to drive far when I'm drunk.
Come on.
Proximity is important because DUIs are expensive. So I'm trying to I gotta go and be settled.
Just a quickie.
Hold on, let me get these comments real quick. Let me Karen says you better show out for your audition.
Oh nigga, my audition is crazy. My audition is crazy. She gonna get mad. She gonna get mad. She gonna like, it even be it'd be like once every we might once a day, or like the other day we did it twice in one day. And hey nigga, I'm feeling like the old me, man. Hey, like I'm feeling.
Oh man. Listen, bro, all I'm gonna tell you is this, right? Every chance you get, take advantage, because you are about to be in a situation where you are going to have situational sex, and that shit is different. Like when you single and there ain't no kids around, and you can just fuck wherever you feel like fucking when you feel like fucking. That's a beautiful thing, bro. That is blessings, and you have pissed on your blessings efficiently because it's different. It's different, bro. I'm gonna table that conversation for this time next year when you have a little more experience and understanding of what you're about to walk into. And again, these things are not to scare you. It's just information. I want you to feel like I'm trying to frighten you.
I will say that. So we went to Atlantic City this weekend. Went to go see my grandma, and on the way back, my best friend, the one that I was living with before, like the crib that I think you've been there before. I don't know.
The other rich place that you had rich roommates. Yes, I know.
The last spot I was in. So he moved to Chicago. Him and his girl came back for a couple of weeks. They both on maternity and paternity. They just had a son. So I walked in. I'm saying hi to the whole family and all of that. And the first thing I said, "Damn, Josh is like shit, boy." So, but then the funny thing is, through text, I've asked him. He was like, "Yo, my son's mad good. He cried, but he not really like we can sleep a little bit, like shit like that." And I was like, "Damn, these niggas going through it."
See, because what you got to understand is when a motherfucker say they can sleep a little bit, and how old is their baby?
6 weeks.
See, when a motherfucker say they can sleep a little bit, you don't understand that shit got ebbs and flows. Like it comes and it goes. Sometimes, like if you get 3.5 hours of good sleep, if you get 3.5 hours of solid sleep with a less than 4-month-old child in the house, you won. Like I'm talking about solid, uninterrupted 3.5 hours, you won. Nigga, if you're used to 8 hours, 8.5 hours, like if you're one of those guys, like I know you were early rising ass nigga though. I know that's kind of like
I'm a 5-6
early rising. Like you not. If you can sleep until 11, you probably won't. You one of them dudes. Like you understand?
Even now, with my alarm having been off for the last 2 weeks, I get up like 7:45, 8.
This is what I'm saying. That right there ain't gonna kill you too much. But like if you going from one extreme to the other, that shit be real. Like I know when Kev was born, like I'm night owl boy. So like it ain't bothered me none. Like I'll be up till 2, 3 in the morning. But the problem was that most times if I decide to stay up till 2, 3 in the morning, I can sleep till 8:30, 9 o'clock. Not this little nigga because he's hungry by 7. Even if I just put him down at 3:30. Like man, 3.5 hours of good sleep with a youngin' in the crib is great. So your expectations will change. So when he say shit like, "Oh, he's not too bad. We can sleep sometime." Like you gotta take into account what his situation with his fucking baby might be, because they all different. It's wild, bro. Have fun. I'm fucking over. It's done. Sha said you out of your fucking mind.
Semester, so my whole life about to change.
What are you? So I know you're happy because you're happy that your daughter's growing and going through all these phases and moving on to college. There's some pride and some dopeness in that. But like, are you worried though? Like, what are your anxieties around that? Like, what is that feeling like right now, because a lot of people be like, like me personally, man, if it wasn't for the fact that like my kids are literally like probably my best friends on the planet because I'm a 7-year-old at heart, like so my kids are really like some of my favorite people in the world. So I look at it kind of differently, but I know my wife is probably watching this like, I can't wait for these niggas to leave. Like so it's very different depending on where you at with it. So I'm just wondering how you feel.
Anything more than one to me is just a lot.
Yeah, no, we essentially had
like we grew up. I was 18.
Y'all grew up together.
Legit. Like
she really bro them. She really bro them.
Yeah. And our conversations are different. Like I'm so scared, but she's like, Mom, you have to trust. Like you did a good job.
Did she cuss in front of you?
No, but she has said a curse word to her dad. She was telling me a story because she's at a place where she's acknowledged her father hasn't done anything. So she kind of went in on him, but she still
this
didn't.
This is what I'm living with right here. Read that shit at the bottom. This is what I'm
living with. Apartment.
Hey, I'll tell you what. Hey, KP, me and you both know somebody. I'll tell you who later. That she was living with her 2 grown-ass sons, and she just got over them niggas in her own house, and she just moved out and got an apartment, and them niggas trashed that place.
Damn, word.
I was crying when she told me, bro.
Real. Like, raising these kids is, whew.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
I'm excited. I'm nervous. I have to start pulling back because I'm still like,
Right. I mean, because
I'm excited for her though.
Yeah, but I know for you, like you said, y'all grew up together, so it's not a thing of you're not just letting her go within it. You also are kind of like, you know, working your own new flow in. Like you also trying to figure out your place within the flow of this, because
what does that mean?
You've always had her
and an empty nester. Like what does that mean?
Right, especially because she's supposed to be going through that at this time. This is her natural progression.
Right.
For you, it's like kind of like a step back into something different that you haven't had in a very long time.
Is she going far? Or is she going like far enough that she's out the nest, but she's still
copping?
I remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember you said copping. Right down the street from Hood College.
Yeah. Well, they both in the hood.
No, there's a Hood
College, yeah.
No, yeah, right down the street from College State.
Oh my gosh.
It's called Hood College. Somebody when I was in college, one of you know how they like look at my wall.
Right,
you know how they be trying to say little slick shit. So then they were like, oh, are you related to the hoods from Hood College? Because I went to college 30 minutes away from there. Are you related to the hoods that founded Hood College? I said,
I love this voice.
No, but my great-great-grandfather was originally from Baltimore. So historically speaking, my great-great-great-grandfather was probably owned by the people who founded Hood College. I cleared that motherfucking room out. That motherfucking room out.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta give them what they're asking for. Clearly, that person wanted your input.
Play with me, Margaret.
Yeah. Margaret's hilarious.
So much today.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just funny because just kind of like, even kind of tying into what you were saying earlier, Hood, like about how sometimes like your expectations of what you set in your head can sometimes, you know, kind of fuck you up as far as your ambitions, but also the things that you've seen and the shit that you've been through or watched other people go through, even towards what we was just saying, can kind of almost shape those idealistic ideas, because a lot of the times the idea you shape in your head is completely counter to whatever you saw as a, you know, in your years, formative years, whenever that was happening. You don't always get to idolize what's in front of you. Maybe that's the best way I could say it. Like a lot of the times you take what's in front of you and you use it as the complete counter to the vision you build. And that becomes like kind of toxic though, because like all that shit had some flaws. But because you lived your flaws, anything that's not what you lived is good. And sometimes that makes you latch on to some goofy shit. Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that's kind of what, and all three of us, like, you know, deal with at work too, because we got kids who have certain ideological things that they think are valuable and mean something to them. And it's kind of like they got people in their lives who aren't telling them the other thing, like, or telling them the opposite. And so they have real fucked up idolizations of what is decent and what should be happening and what's going on top of the fact that they don't have good examples of those things. So it's like, shit is all kind of cyclical and it all kind of ties together. And it's just, it's fucked up that we carry that shit on again. Like, child, like you said, the first time your daughter said to you, I don't like the way he talked to you, you didn't parse that situation in your mind. You didn't give it any like, well, let me have this conversation, or like, oh, he gotta go. That was you never even flinched on that shit. And some of that is a response to your daughter and wanting her to be happy, but some of that is a response to what you've been through. Like, it's wild how it worked both ways. And now as she goes on, she'll see where her child or whatever her situation is. All right, my mom stood for this. This was the standard that my mom set for me.
All the time. And like, even when I started dating him, I would ask her, like, how do you feel about him? What do you like him? What are your all, like, constantly? Oh, because my mom never did that. Granted, he never lived here, or we never lived with him. But when she started asking things like, well, how come we never met his kid? So then I was getting on him about that. Like, okay, we've been with each other almost, pushing almost a year. And then my daughter said to him one day, like, listen, my dad has been in 2 different relationships with kids, and I'm the outside kid. I know what it's like to be the outside kid. Mm. When can we meet your daughter? Mm. Like, hello? And it took at the end of the relationship, then we meet the daughter. I'm like, well, shit's over. Now you want to come around. And Alicia's like, oh my God, she's so sweet. I like her.
This is kind of facetious, but I'm not making a comparison at all. But just like, think about on Baby Boy when Tyrese felt like he had the leg up, and he was like, yeah, you got a young boy around the block, right? Like, yeah, I heard about him, so I went over there and checked him out. Turns out you used to beat him and his mom's ass, before you went in.
Right.
Like that has to be a motherfucker. Like, imagine you with what you think is like, oh, there's something here. Like, oh yeah, you got a kid, and then like they try and play it as if, I'm really selective about, like, I really want to see where this is going, X, Y, and Z. You meet the kid, and then the kid really give you the game. Like, right. I can. I'm not saying that was your situation, but there's the fear of the unknown. That's dealing with somebody like why, like what your kid got 3 legs? Like what's the
like what are you hiding? What is the other side?
Especially when you've met mine. Like, shit is okay enough for you to meet my child, but you've never parted your lips to be like, hey, let's go. How about we all have brunch? How about we all have
right? It's kind of weird. Like, you kind of start like, what you got going on, bro? Like, what you up to?
I got a
right. So then that started to become a question. Like, okay, so do you not really have a relationship with your daughter? Although I've seen her on the FaceTime, I've heard y'all talk, but this doesn't make sense. And I want to plan for all of us to go do stuff. But that's the past. Thank you.
Right.
Sha,
it's done.
How would you feel?
Oh Lord.
How would you feel?
Oh shit.
If you were dating a man. Oh, hold on. You and the homie, right? You and the homie, y'all talking. Oh, girl, yeah, yeah. Tell me why I was dating such and such. We've been together for 9 months. He didn't tell me that he got a 9-month-old. Imagine that happens. Imagine your girlfriend say that to you, right? So then now you pillow talking with with bro them. Y'all been together about the same amount of time. And you was like, yo, how would you feel if you were dating somebody and turns out for the duration that y'all have been dating, they have a child exactly that same age? And he look at you like, bitch, what you know?
And it's his kid.
Nope. 2 different situations. Two different situations. A friend just happened to be confiding in you that the dude that she been with got a 9-month-old and they've been together for 9 months, and then you go tell your newly kind of thing that this happened to your friend. Come to find out that y'all got the same exact situation going on. That's wild.
That's insane. You've experienced that?
Yo, huh?
You've experienced that?
I know somebody right now that's dealing with that very thing. Now, for real, her sister. Well, I don't know if I'm getting in trouble. Her sister.
Oh my God!
I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh no! Oh, I thought she texted me. Yeah. So I forget which way it went. I believe it happened. Her sister, dude that she talked to, he got a 9-month-old. They've been talking for like 9 months. And then she confided in her friend. The friend was just like kind of like pillow talking to her nigga. And then the nigga like, what you know? Oh, I got something to tell you. Two completely different niggas, two totally different situations in the same duration of time.
That's hilarious. I mean, that's fucked up. No, I'm sorry. That's not funny. That's fucked up.
With kids, like, that's a deal breaker for me.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, I don't.
Why are you lying about kids though?
That's not that's lying by omission, and I don't.
That's because he didn't necessarily say anything.
Yeah. So I'm not saying like, oh well, you didn't ask, but also that might be a sensitive thing. Like there's 1,000 things that could go into it. It could have been a one-night stand. It could have been a ton of different things. So then, what if you have a one-night stand, get pregnant? Y'all not going to ever be together. But how do you explain it to somebody that you're now serious with?
I mean, but 9 months is a minute though, bro. 9 months.
Yeah.
Think about this. Think about this. Just think about the first 9 months of you and P when y'all became official. Just think about how fast from like to all right, we gonna do this to 9 months after that day. That's a lot of shit can happen in that time.
Yeah,
so within all of that, if you steady being a baby dad that whole 9 months, like on top of whatever you doing, that's I don't know, bro. Like if you telling me it's 3-4 months, all right, we just started dating. Mind your business. That ain't shit. But like once you get out of that night, once you hit your once you reach your 90 days, when your probation's up, you gotta have that conversation. Like as soon as your probation period ends, you gotta have that discussion.
It opens the conversation to say like, so like in those first 3 months when we were talking, where were you in them nights that the baby was waking up? Not to say dude is waking up here, like not saying that dude was ever stayed the night, none of that. But where, like, were you at Shorty? How have y'all managed that?
Which is why after that 90 days, you gotta have a conversation. Oh shit, my probation up. Gotta go ahead and talk with my boss. Like you gotta do it, bro.
We gotta put this vacation in.
Yeah, I can put this PTO in. I gotta make sure I'm straight. We need to sit down and have this discussion because it ain't nothing else. Because once, like I said, once you get past that point, all it is like you said, you just. And Shy, forgive me, for giving blanket statements. But women, when you leave that type of gaps of time, what women will do most times is create their own story. Like, if you can't give them a viable explanation for what you were doing in a period of time, their mind will come up with one. And unless you can, like, without any doubt, take that out of their mind, what they think happened is what happened. And it's not because they're crazy.
I mean, I just learned my last situation will come up with stuff, but that's their own insecurity. Because that's really what it is. But
so like it's like this, right? If I'm out, like say I go out and I walk out the door at 5:30 in the afternoon, going to happy hour, whatever the case is.
Mm-hmm.
And I stroll back in this motherfucker 5:30 when the sun coming up, back up. And motherfucker like, yo, the fuck is up? Where you been? I ain't heard from you, whatever. If I just be like, hey man, got a little drunk, I don't even know, we went here, I forgot, fell asleep, woke up, whatever the bullshit story is. If I can't be like, oh no, we went to this place, then after that we did this, and then we was at Wishman crib, tried to call you, phone was dead, sent you a text, the shit should come through. Like you gotta have points where you can have like landmarks of your story that she can verify within your shit. Otherwise, what she gonna do is, oh, so you was with a bitch? Oh, you think I'm dumb? Like that kind of shit. Like, and it just escalate and build. And so, and like, it depending on your woman, she might not be the crazy type motherfucker that'll put you in some coochie just because you went somewhere on top, but she might. Or even worse, she let that shit go, but then she tuck it. and then pull that bitch out later and yeah, it's lined up. Yeah, it's different, man. It's different. But
why you just do the Doctor Strange?
Yeah, because that's what it is. I'm glad you caught that because that's exactly what she's doing. She's rewinding time and then showing you, hold up, wait a minute. Because you had said, because first off, when you drunk or like out of it and you telling the story, you ain't gonna remember the story, but she will. She gonna remember every fucking detail. Yo, like I don't know, man. No, so to answer that question though, man, like that's wild that anybody's like even sitting in that 9 month. Like how Freeway say I had a son and a daughter 3 months apart. Like he on that type like
that's wild.
Yeah, man. That's definitely crazy. Look, Karen threatening people. I talk. Look, she got that thing ready. Damn, Karen. No, I'm gonna just kill this nigga because that's all I got. You gotta, hey man, listen, y'all gotta stop playing with these women over 38. If your woman is 30 in her late 30s, early 40s,
I just told you retired.
Stop playing with them women, y'all. Y'all gotta stop playing with them women.
Sha, you be rubbing your own feet. You put your foot over your other leg and rub your own feet.
I just was doing that while we was on here.
Listen. That's a bitch that's tired. That's a bitch that's tired.
I'm telling you, we tired.
Oh shit. Yo, that is hilarious. Real shit though,
bro. I only seen that on TV. I don't know a bitch that's tired. That's a bitch that's tired.
Listen, bro. I'm trying to tell you, like 30, 36, 37, 38, maybe a kid or two, slightly separated from that situation, trying to like got a good ass career. Like these women are like they don't want, like if you don't answer a text after you made plans, you probably might not never hear from her again. If you keep talking about what you doing, instead of trying to set up the date to go somewhere with that woman, you probably not going to hear from her. Like these women playing a very different game, and I think more than anything, it's because they got a lot of fucking options. Like y'all brothers, like, and they might not all be good options. Don't make that face, y'all, because I know y'all don't want all these niggas that want y'all. Trust me, the DM episode taught me nothing. Is that women have choices, they just ain't always good ones. Like, yo, Shy, hold up.
It's a bunch of frogs to get to a prince.
Oh man, Shy, hold up though. So
I think that's the truth.
Right. So, oh, and here's a good one because Karen is in that same demographic. We want consistency.
Absolutely.
Listen,
I flipped this table over. That's it. And I don't think that's hard.
Oh shit! You flipped the table. She said, "I flipped the table."
Dating. Accountability. Give me a B one. So consistency. I'll come back to the B.
Well, here's the thing. I always say that good or bad, what I appreciate about my situation more than anything is the consistency. I'm not always going to do right or good or whatever in the situation. I fuck up a ton. But the things that I do that I fuck up on, I feel like for the most part are somewhat predictable. I'm pretty consistent with the shit I do. The shit I do great at, I'm pretty consistent and predictable. I don't give a ton of surprises, and neither does she. Like I said, both positive and negative. We are consistent within.
But y'all have each other's back.
Exactly. We are consistent and we're for each other. And that's the thing. But that's the thing I think a lot of people like that shit hard though. Like that shit not easy. Cause like back what I was saying earlier, when you cohabitate with a motherfucker, you gotta make sacrifices. So sometimes, like within the flow of taking good care of each other, You don't always want to sacrifice. So you got to have that last part and that consistency, but it's 2 C's because the communication is a part of it too. Because you got to consistently communicate. Look, Karen, this is my nigga right here. Karen said, I need 2 things.
Oh, so now I need to go CD.
Karen said, I need 2 things. Good dick and truthful communication. Is that damn? Is it that simple, y'all? Like, tap in. Is it that simple? It's only 2 things. I'm definitely gonna be posting this one.
Wale got a song called what's the song called? DNA. Good dick and advice. I'm about it. Yeah. Hey, bro, you know what I mean?
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I keep telling y'all, I was a goddamn demon as a single man, but I was good at communicating. Like, no woman ever was, you know what I mean, fucked up. Like, yo, he told me it was going to be this and it wasn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I was very, very much from the love Jay with your mind, girl, and not your heart school of thought. Like, I'm like, when we together, girl, we together. But if you don't see me, don't expect shit of me. Like, that was just kind of where it was at. And that worked.
And when I leave, come together like
butt cheeks, nigga. Exactly. Yeah, and that's real shit. We definitely can. No, but that I like the simplification of this is funny as hell to me. Like, if I didn't think it would turn so many people away from the episode, I might consider naming it that. But we got other things to talk about. Look, and Karen again, OG Karen definitely was around for like my single Foot Locker days, young boy me, like, man, just filthy, bro. Like I'm so happy that I am of full sound mind and body. Like, cause one of them girls should have cut my ass. Like, I definitely like, but I don't know. And P, I love you, but I ain't messing with Latina women because they'll cut you. Like, that was definitely a thing for me. You're like,
I wish she would.
Bro, you love to live on the edge. You chasing death, so
I'm on the edge.
That's different for you. But yeah, man, like it's a wild situation out here in these streets. So Shy, look, we did the DM episode a couple weeks ago, right? And it was just me and Hood. So that was strictly from like the brother's point of view. And I wanted to spin the block on a couple of things and just kind of tap into your experience with it. Like, now,
in mine or me going in theirs?
No, just in general, your experiences of both.
You partake.
You shot in the DM before, Shy?
It's going very well.
Hey. Talk at me, Shy. It's going very well. Talk to us, like, if you can, if you want, like, you know.
So, like, when I knew what I was in was ending, like, this is a true story. I was at work, and I knew he was, like, still going through my Instagram story. I swore I blocked him. So, you know how you can look in your story and see who looks?
Yeah.
So I said, good brother, because I always say that to people. I said, well, who is this? And I clicked on it. And I'm like, damn, who is that? So I said to my secretary, and she was like, well, why don't you see what's up with him? I said, I'm scared because I'm really shy. Like, I really am. So I just made up a lie and was like, hey, are you the climate manager at Bethune? Knowing damn well he ain't no climate manager. I didn't know what else to say. So I kept school related. And he was like, no, I'm not. He was like, but you look really familiar. I said, so do you. So we just started talking, and he was like, listen, I don't have IG etiquette. Can I give you my number? Sure.
Oh, he hit you with that.
Then I looked through his.
We've been there.
I was like, is the guy to the right, is that your brother? He said, all 3 of them are. I said, oh my God, like, I love your brother. So I knew his brother worked at the sneaker store across the street from my barbershop. So every time I got a cut, got some chops. So I've known his brother forever. So then, small world, he grew up with my best friend. So they know each other. Like, everybody from the barbershop, like, we know a bunch of the same people.
Okay.
So how's it going now?
But I never seen him. So this was like in August. So after I got on my situation in October, we ran into each other at the barbershop. And that's the first, it was like, oh, hey, hi. And my bestie happened to be home, and he told him, like, take care of Shy for me. And he was like, oh, trust me, I am. And we've been dating ever since.
That's fire.
That's
I like that.
Really refreshing. Like, we ain't doing, the do, but what I realized in my last situation, I didn't take the time to get to know him. It's kind of like we hung out and then we was with each other every day. Yeah. This, I'm like, I enjoy hanging out with you. I look forward to spending time with you. It's fun. I feel like I laugh. Like I'm actually happy. It's not a project. It was a project. This is like, he's grown, he's established,
You drafted an actual player.
I did.
In sports terminology, I don't know
how. Tell him that.
Because put it like this: the Eagles have a history of like, oh, he's coming off an Achilles tear, but he was really good. Like, no, nigga, just draft somebody that we know he going
right.
Do what he gotta do.
Hold up. Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah.
This nigga he pulled that.
Jumping in the DM. This one in my DM. Oh, especially after you posted that picture. No, sorry. This one, because we could bring the computer close. In my DM, after you posted a picture, I told you not to post because I look crazy.
She did look crazy. I said, Shy look a hot ass mess.
Yo, Shy about to chop my whole head off on that.
Okay. Then my ex-boyfriend from when I was a kid hopped on the photo, talking about some, y'all. I'm like,
Albert.
That was crazy.
First off, here's the thing, right? Shy, I talked to Shy earlier. Shy was like, "Is Left gonna be there?" Like that was her first got there. She was waiting to cut you out for 3 weeks.
Yo, life ain't been lining up for me to be able to get cussed out officially. So I'm here, and I knew it was coming. I mean, this shit is what it is, man. She gonna fuck me up, but she be ready to fuck me up all the time. So like, I'm not, I'm not opposed to the fights. Like,
then he was losing in pool.
Now you're lying. Now you lying. Oh, here. Oh, here was. Look. Don't get mad at me because Albert hopped on.
First off, wait a minute. I hope Albert's over 40. Because if you under 40 and your name is Albert, your dad ain't like you at all. Man, that name is Albert. I
don't think you're 40 yet.
Nah, he's not 40.
Oh, man. That's a wild ass.
He's close, but he ain't 40 yet.
I was a man.
You was dead ass in the delivery room, picked your son up and was like, shit, I think Albert gonna work. We gonna rock with Albert. My old nigga Al, like
LBZ.
I'm talking shit, but real shit, like wow, Albert is wild. Oh shit.
Bert.
Yo, like I don't want no nicknames. Like, no, call me something. What's my middle name? Like, I need a thorough middle name if my first name's Albert. And please, if you subscribe to the show and your name is Albert, these is just jokes. But like, fuck out of here. Like that's a wild ass name right there, bro. Yo, but what's up, Left? We know you don't have long, so what's good with you over there, bro?
I've been tuned in. So, right. I'm laughing, like, it's certain shit that I'm, like, I was cracking the fuck up laughing about, but I couldn't comment on it because I'm like, shit. Like,
please don't fuck up your situation trying to comment on a podcast you're a part of. We'll get you can go back and watch the episode and bring it back whenever you're ready to, bro.
Yeah, I'm like, motherfucker. Yeah. Like, but I was laughing, with the situation about, the runaway situation, because I ran away when I was a young boy.
Man, like I said, running away when we was like going to your grandma's house is not running away. Like
no. See, everybody else's running away situation is probably different from mine. Like, nigga, I jumped out the window in a pair of drawers and took the fuck off and went to my grandma's house. Like,
This nigga
my
name is
resume.
Antoine Fisher. This nigga name is Antoine Fisher.
Was your aunt out? Because you was how old?
I was like 12 or 13.
You too old for that.
Put some fucking
No,
fans
like
on,
look. All right, so I'm gonna set the scene. I'm gonna set the scene for you, and I can do it real quick one day.
With a grown ass.
Look,
Oh,
check this out.
That's
So
funny.
we was in the crib. Me and my brother was in the crib. We playing basketball and shit. It's hot as shit in the house. We playing basketball in the house. We end up fighting. So my mom ends up making me come upstairs and sit at the foot of her bed like a true young boy. And when I was a young boy, I had a stuttering problem. So she used to tease me about my stuttering and shit like that. And like, it used to embarrass the fuck out of me. So I told them, like, yo, next time she embarrassed me like that, I'm running the fuck away. I'm tired of this shit. And after that shit happened, I was sitting there at the foot of her bed just mad, like, yo, and they think I'm bullshitting about this running away shit. Man, fuck this. Yo, I hopped up and I made my way down them steps. She like, where you going? Man, I'm out. So the funny, like, I ain't gonna say the funny thing, like the crazy thing, my mom couldn't chase me or nothing because she was recuperating from a car accident. She can't run. Like, she can't do none of that. So you're not chasing me. So
yo, you wild disrespectful for that, my boy.
Look,
like
we had this conversation. Me and my mom had this conversation before. Like, she was ready to kill me afterwards. But so my mom's room is on the 3rd floor. My grandmom is on the 2nd floor. And my sister is downstairs in the living room. So I start playing parkour coming down the steps. Right? So
parkour.
So look, shit. I come down, like, I take off from my mom, right? Like, that's easy. So then my grandma come out her room and she hit the Singletary breakdown like she about to tackle me and shit. Like you taking short choppy steps, bro.
Oh shit. Yo, did he just throw his feet? Did this nigga pan the camera to his feet? Oh shit.
So she on her short choppy steps. So I just jump over the banister, nigga, parkour.
Parkour.
Shit. So look, my sister come running up the steps trying to grab me. And I'm like, yo, if she get me, it's a wrap. Mind you, at the time, I'm like 4'11", 105. My sister used to be a big girl. If she grabbed me, it's over. I run in the room and I'm looking for something to put on, but my brother done cleaned up the room now because I was upstairs. He done cleaned up the room. I'm trying to find something to put on, but my sister coming. Out the window I go. Fuck that.
Wait your ass.
I took off. And it's ran and everything. I don't give a
decision was
fuck.
Made here.
Look, I'm running down Ridge Avenue. I get a 22nd and Ridge outside the fucking the deli and shit. Call my somebody come get me. My mom's tripping.
And my ass is out.
Did you call for a fucking pickup?
Yeah. Yo. Yeah, come pick me up. Get the fuck out of here.
This nigga playing Call of Duty, he called for an extraction. I'm dropping smoke with my lotion. Yo, that is wow. How have I never heard that story before?
I never told you that story.
Fuck no, you ain't never told me you ran down the street.
You know that stories for years, nigga. What the fuck did I put my fucking keys?
This nigga walking around New Detroit stamping like we want to see it.
I'm about to show y'all New Detroit stamping as soon as I get on this train.
Oh, he said, "What you doing?" Waiting on this slow ass ride.
But yeah, I'm gonna hit y'all later. I gotta go take this train down the line.
Do your thing, bro. We appreciate you popping in on the show. I got to cuss you out, kind of. I'm sure it's not over, but
it's
yeah. All right, bro. Appreciate you. Brother left checking in from his train operating occupation.
Y'all seen he walk past that fiend when he walked on his
Yeah.
joint?
Yo, first off, that job is treacherous. There's no fucking way I could do that shit. Like that job is crazy. So before we get into closing thoughts, two things real quick that I found funny. Well, no, one question for you, Shy. So, Shy, you gave us a story about you jumping in the DM. Give us the wildest shit that a brother has jumped in your DM with. Like, because let me give you just a recap of some of the shit. We had a brother baby oil his entire body and send a young lady pictures. We had brothers pulling on themselves to completion. What else did we have? It was so mad at me when I said pulling on themselves.
Yo, pulling on yourself is crazy.
What is pulling on yourself?
Nigga, you know
masturbating. Yeah, my man was, but yeah, exactly. Look, you see it? Yeah, no, we had somebody say we had brothers sending videos like, I mean, getting down into the end of the get down. Like, what is some of just give me one of the wildest things, or like we had baby dads going in other brothers' DM talking about why you fucking my baby mom. We had so many really outrageous situations. Like, I just want to know what's one that stands out in your mind, or if it's one in there now that's wild as shit.
That's what I'm looking
for. Like Shy said, I got one from Thursday, nigga.
People like, are you single? I'm just asking. I'm like, who? Like, what did
you get a lot of the who sent you, John? See, but that's the thing. It always start with a you single, hi, you're beautiful, hello, and then it's like dick, like right.
One guy, you're tired, go to bed. This guy sends me this. I want to be able to see it.
Jermaine Dupri did not do that.
He didn't send you a soundtrack with his picture, did he? Yo, that is wow.
Yes, I was like, what is happening?
My man sent his Christian Mingle profile to you.
Yo, Jermaine Dupri said, "It's like that, y'all. It's like that, y'all. It's like the. It's like that, y'all."
Yo, it's man, y'all brothers.
It's really bad out here. Like. Anybody who DMs me, I'm usually like, please go to sleep. You're bored.
That's crazy. Oh,
but
man.
I'm mindful because it takes a lot of courage to do that. So when I did it, I'm scared.
Oh, for you. No, for you. I thought you meant for men. For men. I thought you meant for you.
Dudes clearly don't give a fuck. Like we got brothers going at people, baby moms, at girlfriends, family members, like in-laws and shit. Like it was a wild situation. I wish you could have been there for every single piece of the show, but we will spin the block on it, and I'll definitely get your input on some of that.
But sisters, take a risk.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. My homegirl Carissa, she slid in my man's Lamont's DMs, and now like they legit my relationship goals. Like they are married, rocking out. Like she slid in his DM. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think women have are women more successful? They have a better chance of hitting their shot when they shoot it in those situations because. We ain't shit, and we just happy a nigga came at us instead of us going.
The world is a determined woman's oyster,
right?
So when put
that on a t-shirt, nigga, and put LAP on the hashtag on it.
when a man knows what he wants, there's always a shadow of doubt. When a woman knows what she wants, she knows what the fuck she wants, even if she's wrong. Men are wishy-washy. Women will dead ass wrong in the middle of goddamn snow.
Determination. Yes.
They will attack whatever they want to achieve. And
it's like I said earlier, you break up with a girl, 90 days later, she got a new address, a new car note, a new job, new kids be teenagers. You don't even know where the fuck they came from. Right? Like, she changes everything on your ass. So
I think, and also women have a way. A determined woman has a way to pull things out of you that you never knew that you had. So I believe, like when a woman is fed up with all the bullshit that's going on, they find something that they like, and let's work on each other. That shit gonna work.
Yeah, they grow it different. Yeah, they put.
Hey, I mean, truthfully speaking, P texted me like she hit me first and was like, "We allowed to be friends yet?"
Right, and that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. That's dope.
Out of something?
Huh?
You were just coming out of something when you.
I was dealing with some bullshit. Like I was peak hoe phase. I had a contemporary hoe, but then I had a slew of other hoes.
Okay.
Oh God, yo, what did you have? Repeat that one more time.
A contemporary hoe.
That's the name of this episode. I had a contemporary hoe. Yep, that's the yep. When you yep. Next Wednesday. I'm so glad I don't got to think of that now. And so often the title of next week's episode always comes in like the last 10 minutes of the show because it never becomes crystal clear to me. But I once had a temporary hoe is definitely the name of this episode. So yeah, just a contemporary hoe, I should say. So yeah, I want you to remember that when you see that on Apple Podcasts next week. Real quick. So last week I mentioned the chaos that was LL Cool J because it was such an amazing fucking thread of just absolute utter chaos and nonsense from the LL Cool J reign. Well, rarely do we get a tweet like that and the person who's addressing the tweet actually addresses the shit. LL really came out and went through each piece of the tweet and responded. And LL agrees that he was absolutely ridiculous for all these years. Like, he agrees that he brought nothing but chaos and nonsense to it. And to his credit, he says that he would have been even more chaotic if they let him do it. Yes. He said he wanted a bunch of girls with chocolate kneecaps. What the fuck is wrong with these Queens niggas is different, yo. It's something about that borough. Them Queens niggas ain't the same, man. Like, they're a different breed of dudes, though. Like, he's 100% okay with it. Like, he tried to punch for the shark fin shit. He really, like, oh, man. Salute to all those people who are really comfortable in their skin and in their nonsense because LL went bananas with that shit, bro. Like, that shit was so funny. I didn't even see the joint when he was playing the chick leg. Like,
playing the chick leg?
Like, that's what, like, this, like I said, y'all let this brother get away with a one sleeve FUBU body shirt. And then y'all women had the nerve to be like, y'all hate on LL because he's sexy. Sis, I need you to relax. Them fucking FUBU denim on a football field with some goddamn boots is not okay. I don't give a fuck how attractive you think that person is. Somebody tell him to put on some sweats. Like, what the fuck are you doing? That shit wild, man. His whole shit was wild.
The funniest shit ever was when they showed him playing shorty leg. I started cracking up because sometimes if we just lay in there, like I be doing goofy shit, we just laying there. Like I'll pick her, just like out of nowhere, I'll pick her foot up and be like, "Hello, nigga, stop calling my house." And I'll put her foot down and just won't say nothing else.
Yeah, because you're chaotic as well. That's why you live in that same house of chaos that James Todd Smith built, and you are now thriving in as well. 152 in Literally Think podcast for the people. I did not do a show get back the whole show. That's why we was having a good conversation though. We are an hour and 52 in, getting ready to getting the closing thoughts. It is 9:28. We started a little bit late, but it's our show, so that's what the fuck we can do. Let me think. Is anything real quick before we get into our closing thoughts that I did not touch on?
Do you see Shorty that got a she a WWE John now? The white girl with the cakes?
Who? No, I don't.
Her name. Well, because it's been going around social media lately. Just because she got this white girl with a fat ass in WWE. Her name's Nikita Lyons, Lyons, and the funny thing is me, because she be making me watch those Zeus Network shows, and I'm looking at her. I showed her the pictures. Like, ain't this the girl from One More Chance? And she was like, "Nah, that's not her." Come to find out, it is, because I looked at her IMDb page. Here nor there. Her ass is ridiculous. That's the thing. So this nigga going, Twitter is undefeated, my boy.
Absolutely.
They said, these are the aliases niggas have given her. The Iron Cheek.
Oh shit.
Claptus Jack. Thicky Steamboat.
Oh shit.
Sticky James. Oh, this one might be my favorite one. Yam Yam Bigelow. Oh, it gets better. Suplexes Texas.
Oh shit, yo, wow.
Cake the Snake.
Yo.
Oh, no. This one. This is my favorite one.
Fucking Cake the Snake. That's wild.
Yo. The Road Pog.
Yo. Oh man, that is funny. She definitely got all the good W. That's funny. That's hilarious. Twitter's a wild place. It was a thread on Twitter earlier of people just sending text messages with misspellings. Man, oh man.
Oh my god.
That shit was first off, you know what? I'm not getting into that. I could do a whole nother show on how sale and sell be whooping y'all ass. Listen, if something is for sale, it is SALE. You are having a bake sale. I found this item on sale. If you would like to sell something, SELL, that is a very different word. Stop it, y'all. Y'all be like 50 fucking sell and sell. I hate y'all. Y'all make me so goddamn mad. 2, 2, and 2, there. We are fucking adults. Learn how to spell. And I get it. I hate motherfuckers that's like fun Nazis on goddamn social media. Everybody's on it. But like, no, y'all. Like, y'all really gotta chill. Like, I don't know. But anyway, time for closing thoughts. Brotherhood, what's on your mind? What you want to leave us with for the week, bro?
So my name this week is DWYS, and it stands for Deal With Your Shit. Nobody is on this earth to deal with your shit. You are on this earth to deal with your shit. Deal with your shit, because when you deal with your shit, nobody else has to smell it. And that's all I'm gonna say.
Talk heavy.
I like
Big
that.
Shy.
I wanted
what up,
to know.
Shy? What's on your mind? What do you
My
want to leave us
Wi-Fi
with?
still breaking up.
Yeah, you've been Teddy Riley a little bit.
It was going in and out, but you wasn't talking at the time. But you good right now though.
You was like,
It's choppy.
Yeah, it's choppy right now. It definitely is.
Hey,
chop
down. Am I back?
Just get it off, Shy. Whatever we hear, we hear. We good. Yeah.
Listen, I feel 1,000% better. Kev, good. Thank you, guys. It's been rough lately. I've been dealing with my shit in life. And this ghetto internet.
Listen, we have had some on this motherfucking show. We have had some internet shit happen.
What you got, Quantum?
My whole shit kicked out one time and just would not work. I was in Jamaica. The brothers in the basement couldn't my shit. RCN sound about right. Yeah, the brothers in the basement when we was in Jamaica couldn't get my shit running right. I don't know what they was doing down there. Hood said I ain't give him enough water. I told him I don't know what was going on, but that we've had some Wi-Fi adventures in this motherfucker. But yeah, man. So a couple of quick plugs. My man Tone the Promoter is having another Laugh at Live event, comedy show of Laugh at Live, 4717 Princeton Avenue. I believe it's the first weekend in April. I'll be posting the flyers on the page if I haven't already done so. So yeah, shout out to him. Shout out to Crew Love Podcast, my man Tony Promoter in Jamaica G. I believe their first episode was today, if I'm not mistaken. And if not today, it's definitely dropping soon. But shout out to those brothers, and we will get them up here to, you know, we'll have a little situation with them too. Shout out to my brothers, the podcast boys, Tommy Stop Sleeves, my main man Ty. Those brothers had us up a couple weeks ago. If you follow us or them on Instagram, we've been dropping some clips. My man Stop Sharif on the editing. Them shits is very clean. Stop did a good job with those edits, man. That shit looks very, very clean. We might have to get Stop to do some work for us. But either way, check out Podcast Boys on the podcast stage with Gilly and Wallow at the Roots Picnic. Shout out to them brothers making big moves. Those are my guys. Yeah, we got nothing but love for them over here. And you gonna hear us promoting they shit. Podcast Boys, they everywhere. You know what I mean? And when you watch that episode, I went back and looked at the clips. Sleeves gave the greatest fucking intro ever. That shit is masterful. Like, shout out to my man Sleeves, man. Sleeves, mint ball. You know what it is. Like his shit.
You remember the nigga on WWE?
But he's perfect with that shit.
Remember the nigga on WWE? I forget what his name is. But he was like the general manager of the WWE at one point. The bald head black
Teddy Long.
Is that his name?
You talking about the black ball?
Yeah. He used to talk like that. He used to talk just like that.
Uh-huh.
That shit was like he took me to church.
Yo, when I saw it on video, like in real time, I was like, damn, that was dope as shit. But then when I saw it and like with the angle and all that shit was perfect, man. That's an amazing intro. Sleeves do the rants, man.
You know what it made me feel like? Oh wait, let me see if I could do it. Listen here, you little fat fuck. You fat white fuck.
Yeah.
That shit was giving Ghostface Killer, bro.
It definitely had the ghost vibes, man. Those are my guys, though. Like I said, at Podcast Bulls on Bulls is BOLS Podcast Bulls. Get with them, follow them. Great content over there. We will be linking it up with them again. I got some good things in the works, so make sure you are showing love to all them. Who else? Some other podcast people that came across and followed me. Express Lane Podcast. Got to follow from them. Check them out. Chocolate Chips and Sips. Got to follow from them. Check them out. It's a lot of local podcasts making big moves and doing things, man. And we're going to be working with as many of them as we can to bring y'all as much varied content as possible to, make sure we giving y'all what y'all want for the people, man. That hashtag is really something that I stand on, man. We out here doing it. So we had 2 hours solid for the recording side of things. We're a little over on the other time. But yeah, that's it, man. We'll be back next Thursday. We got a guest coming in. My homie Denise, she does literally every damn thing, yo. She's got a podcast. She's an artist. She's a thorough individual, and she got a lot of dope situations coming on. Going to have her on with us next week. I know I'll be here. Hood will be here. Shy, you always welcome. So if you're available, you can be here next week. So we'll see how that goes, but you'll see all the postings and the updates and so on and so forth. Go join the group. I created the group. We had a page, which is a fan page, but I created a group. I want y'all to post in there. That shit
feel better, don't it?
Yeah, the group's definitely popping. Mm-hmm. But I like the group. I feel like people are a little more forthcoming with being a part of things. Mm-hmm. I think it's interaction is a little bit better. So on Facebook, go join the Littering Thing Podcast Facebook group for the people. That is the name of it. Go see that. Go check that out. Be on there. I will throw some links on both the page and on my personal page. Yeah, I think that might be it. But no worries. We'll be back next week. Same time. Doing the same thing. Talk a little shit. Have a little fun. Go home. That's the way it'll be forever and ever. And yeah, we out.
Boom, boom, the challenge is to get your barrel. Boom, 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 shit quite necessary. Post it up on the corner making cherry. Boom, boom, boom. In the month of January, me and one leg Willie hanging around in a wheelbarrow. Boom, boom, boom. Tell them that I told them. I told the homie soul looking over his shoulder. Boom, boom, boom.
Hell man, red.
What?
Told you niggas scared red. I don't know. I don't see many things better on the internet than that. I come to it every couple of weeks. It's just a beautiful thing. Literally Anything Podcast for the people. We gone. Peace and blessings. Have an amazing week, y'all.